Our first guest tonight recently earned a Golden Globe nomination for her role in a new Woody Allen motion picture entitled Match Point. It's currently playing in selected cities around the country. Here's the lovely Scarlett Johansson. I'm excited to have you here because you know why. The first time you were on this show, you were like 13 years old, is that right?
I was, yes. It was about 7 or 8 years ago.
That's
and
crazy,
I have something to tell you about that.
All right.
I remember when you used to give out canned hams to people?
We would pass out canned hams.
Yes.
People loved it.
Well, I loved it. And when I was on the show, I asked the producers if I could please have a canned ham. And you gave me one after the show, and it's still in my refrigerator.
Wow.
Yes. At first, what?
Wow, that can be dangerous.
At first it was, I know, it could be kind of combust.
Lethal.
But at first we thought, it was sort of a family kind of oddity, and everybody stared at it. Oh, there's the canned ham. And then kind of a couple years later, around the holiday times, we'd want to make more room in the fridge. But then, I don't know, it became kind of part of the family.
Part of the family.
Yes, yeah.
Can't really get rid of the ham, can you?
Yes, no, so it's still.
But I just wonder if it would be safe. I mean, is it bulging or hissing or is it throbbing?
I don't know when the last time we checked on it was, but
oh, man.
Possibly.
Oh, my gosh, because, when we got them, they weren't exactly fresh. So add another 4 or 5 years onto that ham. You grew up here? Is that where you're from originally?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I grew up in Manhattan.
Yeah. And is that...
All right. Very excited.
And your family is still here?
My family is here, yeah. My dad and my brother and my grandma and everybody is here.
Get to spend time with them then when you come back and see them?
I do, yeah. I see my grandma all the time, and everybody we do. My grandma likes to go to lunch and that kind of thing. And actually, I had a kind of strange experience recently. I was with my grandma, and we were getting a haircut, and she was getting a haircut, and I was kind of watching her get a haircut, and all of a sudden she said to and I was there with a hooded sweatshirt and a hat, and we're just having a nice day, and she turns to the hairdresser.
No, wait a minute.
And she said...
I'm sorry, you're in a hooded sweatshirt? And were you going to knock the place over? Or?
I was trying to be, kind of undercover, sort of on the
Low-key.
DL.
Yes, all right.
And all of a sudden, and it was going really great. And she turned to the hairdresser and she said, "Have you been to the movies lately?" And he said, No, I haven't. Why? And she said, "Does my granddaughter look familiar to you?" And huge game, and the whole place was
everybody
up
trying
in
to
an
guess
uproar.
who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
She started to say things like, "She looks a lot prettier without her hat on. That's a disguise." And I was mortified. We had to leave. It was horrible. And then when we got outside, she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause such a commotion." But, I guess that's what grandparents are for.
That's exactly what she wanted to do, was cause a commotion.
I guess so.
And how old is your grandmother, can I ask?
I think she's 83.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
That's great to have your grandmother with you.
Yes, she's lovely.
Yeah. And we just had like a New Year's Eve. Did you have a big New Year's Eve celebration?
Well, I had planned on having a sort of celebration. I went out and I got sushi because I thought it would be kind of glamorous, and we went to this very glamorous sushi restaurant. And but it was a prefix menu, and the first the appetizer, the first thing that came out was a raw lobster in a martini glass. And I don't know.
Raw lobster meat, cut up and in a martini glass.
It wasn't really cut up. I don't know if you ever had raw lobster, but it's sort of, it's like big pieces, and you kind of have to, you have to kind of commit to it, because it's sort of, it just is clear and slimy, and you just kind of put the whole thing in your mouth. It was awful. And by the 5th course, we said, "Please stop, no more. And it was, it was, from then on, I know the night just sort of went south.
Yeah. But it's moments like that you can say to your friends, I got a ham back at the house. If you want to come by, you're not too sick. I'll tell you what, stay right there. Can you stay right there? We'll be right back here with Scarlett Johansson, everybody. 1998. Is that what you said?
Yes, it was. Oh, God, please, take it off.
Look at how cute. And the movie was The Horse Whisperer, right?
It was for The Horse Whisperer. Take it off now, please.
But we didn't see you for Lost in Translation, right?
No, I think maybe Bill
was
come.
here, yes. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that experience. It looked like it was probably really, really fun to do that.
It was actually. It was really intense. We were shooting 27 days, and kind of there we were in Tokyo, working 16 hours a day, and we didn't know that it was going to be such a kind of sensation, and it was pretty exciting.
It was great, and it looked kind of like you were sort of living the movie, as you were producing it, right?
We sort of were actually. I felt I had many kind of sleepless nights, and I always sort of stared out of taxi cab windows.
Yeah. Well, it was lovely.
Never mind.
In your this weekend, you're going to be on Saturday Night Live.
I am. Yes, I'm very excited. I'm doing SNL for the first time.
Are you nervous about that?
I am really nervous about it. It's the first time in a very long time that I've done any kind of live production, and I don't know. It's been a while since I've done kind of live shows.
Right. And the schedule is brutal, isn't it?
It is. It's a kind of crazy schedule. You go in and they throw all these ideas at you, and then you go back and they give you 50 skits, and then you go back and you rehearse them, and it's a whole, it's a whole crazy week.
Do you remember the first time you had any kind of live pressure like this?
The last time I remember I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I'd had a really bad case of chicken pox, like horrible. I was sort of quarantined for 5 days and had this horrible fever. And on the 6th day, I guess my mom thought it would be okay to submit me for the variety show in our school, which the kindergarten had all sort of choreographed a dance number to 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians,
Oh, sure.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little.
Paul, you know that, right?
I know.
That's it. Okay, very nice.
It's bringing me back. It's horrible. Oh, God. And so I did this number, and I was so dizzy from my fever that I was like, 1 little, 2 little. And then I collapsed, and everybody laughed at me. And it's been a long time since I've been on live on stage.
Sounds like somebody's been to Applebee's. But that's not why you called. This movie, this Woody Allen movie, it's not. You think there's a certain preconception about a Woody Allen movie, which I think is invisible in this. Don't you think?
I guess so. But in some ways, Woody kind of has his little fingerprints all over it, and I mean, you can just tell when you hear the dialogue that there's no one else in this world that could have written it.
And it's shot all in London and surrounding environs.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, we shot all in London with a British crew. And
for a long time, all his movies, I think most of his career, were shot here in New York City.
They were, but he started working in London recently. We did Match Point the summer before last, and then this past summer we did a film called Scoop there, and he's been shooting there just because he gets his dough there. And
is that right?
Yes, he does. They dish it out.
And you must get along with him pretty well if you're doing another movie with him, right?
I do. Yeah, we get along quite well. I think we have sort of similar sense of humor, and he shares his muffins with me and that kind of thing. No, that's not. He shares his muffins.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, as long as they're his muffins.
Oh gosh.
Now let's look at a clip of the film. By the way, just beautiful. I mean, London and the countryside just looks lovely in the movie.
It is, yes. And we had, just a beautiful summer. We were really lucky with just blue skies and lovely weather.
Now, there's one scene when everyone's at the country house and it's pouring rain.
Right.
Was it actually raining?
It wasn't. No, we were just kind of being sort of pissed on by these huge, forget it. I don't want to talk about.
Oh, my God.
The rain machine that comes down.
See, those laws are different in England. Anyway, tell them about the clip we're going to see here.
I think this is a scene where Jonathan and I take a roll in the hay.
Do people know that Jonathan has been hired? He's kind of hired into the family as a tennis coach.
Yes,
you're his.
I'm his friend's fiance,
right.
and he is engaged to my fiance's sister.
Yeah.
And we, have this very sort of strong animal attraction to each other, and we
It's exciting.
go for a little stroll.
Take a look.
I don't think this was a good idea. You shouldn't have followed me here.
Do you feel guilty?
Do you? We can't do this. This can't lead any place.
Well, there you go. Match point. It's a little something for you and the family. You ever decide to bust open the ham?
I don't know about that,
Yeah.
but
Great pleasure to see you again. Thank you very much.
so much.
Scarlett Johansson, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job. We'll be right back with Kiki Barber.